You get your first Evelyn and all of a sudden people who wear the Neverfull are basic. It's like, you have an Evelyn. Relax. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are gonna go through reasons why the collection of Hermes items is gonna be ending here. As many of you know, I worked in the resale industry for a very long time, and I've decided that I'm not playing that game, not going down that path. It's just not for me. As well as show you a couple of pieces that I do have that I, love, enjoy, wear all the time. But I think this is where the train stops. But anyways, if you're new here, my name's Katherine. Hello and welcome. I worked in the luxury resale industry, and here on YouTube, I give like my insider tips and tricks and insights into the industry. So if you'd like to hear more about the luxury resale market from someone who worked on the ground, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Now, of course, we're gonna do the disclaimer. This is not me yucking anyone's yum. This is by no means gonna be a blanket statement on all of you who actually do genuinely love and adore your Hermes collections. If you're into it, if the Birkin is your dream bag, far be it for me to tell you that you should not have one just because I don't want one. Now, working in the resale industry, I routinely, I think every day of the week, sold things to people that I would not personally wear or purchase for myself. Just because it's not for me, just because of the probably pretty negative things that I say in this video doesn't mean that Hermes is like bad and the people who are into it are bad and wrong as well. It's just not for me, but I am definitely curious to hear what your thoughts are. Please comment down below if you see Hermes in your future, if the resale market is something that you're interested in, or if you want to actually go through and play the quota system game. You know, the first reason that I'm not going to be going down the Hermes rabbit hole, and I really could just end the video right after here, I hate the bags. I'm admitting it, I don't like them. I don't like any of them. There has really never been an Hermes bag that I've come in contact with, and I've come in contact with hundreds or thousands at this point over 10 years. Going into the store and seeing, their selection of anything really, it just doesn't resonate with me. The bags especially that I'm going to focus on in this point, they are really fussy, and like, I get that most bags are like kind of fussy. Like most things have like a clasp or a flap or like a turn lock or something of that sort. It requires all but completion of a level of Candy Crush to open up a Kelly, and no, absolutely not. And the thing is that when they're not fussy like that, when they're not hard to open and hard to get into, I just do find them boring. And the reason I make this my first point is that in the luxury community, it is almost expected that it's like people feel like that's the thing that they're supposed to want. You start at one place and you buy and you buy and you buy, and then you sell off all, let's say you're Louis Vuitton, and then you do Chanel, and then you go from Chanel and you start buying Hermes. And that is kind of like the trajectory that you're supposed to go on. And I don't subscribe myself to that. If your collection is supposed to work and gradually bring you up to one point, what happens once you get there? I feel like that trajectory, and it makes for an environment and a hobby where people end up spending and buying things that don't actually work for them because that brand or that style has been something that has been just sold to them incessantly. It's like people feel like that's the thing that they're supposed to want, as opposed to like actually meeting it, thinking about it, deciding that that's the thing for you. Now, I definitely see people love their Birkins, love their Kellys, love their Constants, love the shit out of their Evelyns. And I hope this video, or this point specifically, doesn't take away from that. What I am saying is that the styles themselves, to me, I don't find exciting, and I think that like that is okay. Gucci is also a brand that uses a lot of equestrian elements, and for some reason I find that especially in like the 70s and 80s, and then when they like redid and made a new take on it in the like 2010s or so. I felt like that style spoke to me more, and a reason that I can't quite put my finger on as to why, but just something about Hermes to me and the style, it bores me to tears. The next thing I want to talk about is the quality of Hermes. They are world renowned for their quality. They are one of the few brands that's not having the quality control issues, because they're one of the few brands that are really going out of their way to not mass produce their items. That said, every other week I feel like they're opening up an Hermes store. Let me hear your thoughts down below. So yes, the quality is exceptional, right? The smell of the leather is beautiful. The leather is like thick. The bags last for years and years and years. Dare I say, like, okay, and? I feel like, to me, things like quality, things like customer service cannot be the thing that you hang your hat on as a fashion brand. At some point, it has to be about the product. And the products just do not sing to me, don't speak to me. The level of quality is really not a factor in that, and that's just something I wish that I heard more people say out. There are companies that make all kinds of products out there in the world, and you wouldn't be expected to revere a brand for something that, like, you don't have as a part of your wardrobe or collection or hobby or interest. And I think that Hermes gets that just simply from its quality alone. So I don't know exactly what to say about this point, but like, the colors and the amount of colors stress me out. I do want to give the brand their props for just the richness and the beauty of all of their colors. Seeing the bags in person, whether they're brand new or a couple of years old, you can just see like the level of vibrance in some of the colors, and they have done just such a great job in making the bags and the leather and the leather accessories just look so gorgeous. A couple of my choice favorite colors of Hermes are chai. I really love eucalyptus. That's a really deep brown green color, so that one kind of does a little bit of color while still being neutral. I was at my highest level of obsession that I can possibly render for an Hermes bag with that one. The color I like is biscuit. It's kind of similar to chai, but it's also like that neutral beigey tone. For like bright vibrant colors, I like the color lime a lot. Lime is a like really vibrant yellow color. You think lime would be green, it isn't. Vert cypress and malachite are two other greens that I really love. It's sort of like a dark teal tone, basically. What I'm gathering about myself is I would get, if I ever were to get one, which I wouldn't, it would be some sort of shade of green, like a neutral dark green or so. I've decided that color is not a part of my lifestyle. And the reason why it stresses me out so much is because I feel like doing the Hermes thing, jumping through all the hoops, doing all of the steps of the dance, just to end up with like another black bag, I feel like is just a waste. So on the one hand, if given the opportunity, you do want to go for something that is special, that is unique, that is vibrant, that's just going to showcase the amazing quality and craftsmanship of the brand that has been put on such a pedestal. This is your moment. But then on the other hand, the cost is so high that you'd actually probably want to wear it, maybe? And going for a neutral would probably be the most sensible thing to do. However, you don't spend $10,000 on the low end for a handbag because it is the practical, sensible choice. And just that whole decision-making thing just stresses me out, and I don't even like the damn bags. So now we're finally gonna get to the elephant in the room, and that is the price point. Now, of course, people on the internet love to tell people when they are, you know, espousing negative opinions on expensive items that people like me would be saying different if we could actually afford it. But no, I, you know, have the capacity to covet and admire and desire things that are very far away from attainability for me. So no, I know how to like stuff that I can't have, and that's the thing. Like, everyone who doesn't like Hermes is just automatically called a hater, and I just feel like that is just so childish. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this video in good faith without mentioning like how outrageously expensive these bags go for. Now, as you may be aware, they are even more on the resale market. Like, you could very easily spend $20,000, which is like almost double the retail price, for something that has been used and may have corner wear and, you know, won't even come with its box. That can happen any day of the week when you're shopping for Hermes things. If you want to get something that's very highly coveted, like a size that's popular, Mini Kelly for example, they can go into the almost $30,000 for just a little bag. And it's like, so for those of you who are not aware, if you are seeking to purchase a Birkin or a Kelly from the Hermes boutique, basically what it entails is being selected by your sales associate in order to get offered the thing that you might actually want to have down the road. So that means you end up buying 10 Twillies at $200 a pop. It means buying a million Iran sandals in every single color they make. You have to buy $50 nail polishes. You have to buy plates. You have to buy and buy and buy and buy all of these things. Once they have decided that you've spent a sufficient amount of money on other little shit that you didn't really want to have in the first place, then you will get offered the bag, hopefully of your choice. Very often you'll get offered a bag that is not the bag of your choice. So let's say you want a 25 centimeter black Birkin. They might, after all of the spending, all of the Twillies, all of the Iran sandals, all of the, I don't know, holding their hand and sending them flowers, they might end up offering you a purple 35. From my understanding, again, of people who have actually been through this journey, it is expected that you're supposed to take it. Just describing that level of complexity, just describing that level of consumption, of having to buy a whole bunch of miscellaneous objects, literally from the object section of their website, in order to get the thing that you actually want. So you're going through all of this, and my question is, for what? Nothing about this to me sounds fun. It doesn't sound enjoyable. It doesn't sound luxurious, for Christ's sake. I'm gonna say it again. If this is something that is fun for you, like, there are obviously worse habits and hobbies to have if your budget can allow for this. Like, I just know that I feel so much more fulfilled scouring the internet for vintage bags. Like, I know that that's my lane. That's where I actually do find enjoyment. Getting mistreated by a mall employee just doesn't really seem fun for me. I'm completely soured on how high of a pedestal this brand has been put on. I just don't think that it really makes sense in any practical term to associate like luxury consumption and collection in this way, to say that like this one thing is supposed to be the ideal. One thing that working in that industry has taught me more than anything, there are so many different walks of life of people who enjoy and collect these things, and there's no one right way to be, there's no one right bag to buy. What works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. And I think that it would be better if we embrace that as opposed to what some people do and like look down on people for coveting and appreciating brands that maybe you don't like. I say that as someone who has been shitting on Hermes for the last 20 minutes. I don't have to like it in order for it to be the thing that you buy for yourself, to signify to yourself, I hope, that you've made it. I think that the ways in which the Birkin are kind of like made to be status symbols at like the top of the pyramid, that just doesn't sit right with me. I know that certain people would view me in a certain way, positively or negatively, because I have that one bag that everyone knows. I guess kind of like going into this, like I'm discovering that part of the appeal for me when I partake in this is getting things that people don't know, so that way there isn't such an association made off jump, I guess. Like, I don't understand that appeal. I started this video by saying I don't like the bags, and that's fine. I don't have to. But of all things that I dislike in luxury, it's the pedestal. Seriously, if you want to drag me for this point, I think that is completely fair game because I probably agree with you. I hate the idea of coveting the thing that everyone else wants. And I've said multiple occasions that this makes me an insufferable hipster. Decide whether or not something actually suits your taste, suits your lifestyle, suits your freaking budget, and it's okay if it doesn't, by the way. But use that as your decision-making tool when you're making a large purchase. Don't just do it because everyone else likes it. And that's kind of what Hermes gives me. Lately, Chanel too. People who actually care about the kind of stuff that you can buy in the mall are not people who you need to waste your time impressing. So now for sure, yes, I do have a couple of Hermes pieces, and I have found appreciation in certain vintage Hermes bags over the course of my years in the business. But I really think that it ends here. And there's a tendency sometimes in the luxury community to look down on those who maybe don't have Hermes on their like Pinterest board or whatever, who either can't or don't want to decide to purvey it. And what I'm here to tell you is you should do whatever you want. Oh my God, I was cracking up the other day. Minx for All did a Q&A, and
yeah, I don't understand why people get so like, you have to have Hermes. If you don't have Hermes, then you don't really have a collection. Dude, relax. Relax. It's just a brand. It's just a bag. It's not that deep.
She did that girl, she did that voice. Oh my God, you don't even have a collection if it's not Hermes. Like, I know that girl. I know 10 of that girl. And the thing is that there is no impressing that girl. This, of course, is not to say that everyone who engages in Hermes is that girl, but I just feel like there is so much like emotion and like attention put into that brand where it like means something to people that it just really puts me off of it, and I don't want to participate. I don't think I'm ever gonna like anything enough to like something the way some people out there like just ride out for Hermes. So ultimately, I think it's okay to decide that it's just not for me. I'm pretty confident saying that I don't have a bag in my future. But what is interesting and weird to me is that in working in the industry, like I feel like I did, how do I say, like meet my bags, if that makes sense. If I ever were to get an Hermes bag, it would be vintage, number one. It would be box leather in black or alligator, because I love skins. I would probably go for like a Birkin 30 or 35. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And by the way, I did a video not too long ago about the basics of Hermes. If you have questions about it, like please let me be a source for you, because just because I said all of this doesn't mean that it's not the absolutely perfect thing for you. I can help you with leather colors. Based on your lifestyle and your tastes, I can tell you whether or not you like Cellier or Retourne. I literally was a professional in the industry for 10 years. My journey for it is gonna end with my little bracelets, but that doesn't mean that that's not something I can communicate about. Please don't think that I'm knocking Hermes and the people who love it. It's just not something that I necessarily want to participate in. Anyways, I would love to hear your thoughts on Hermes and whether or not it is a part of your life or if you foresee it to be a part of your future. If so, I'd love to know why. Like, what about the Birkin? What about the Kelly? What does it do for you, and why is that something that you are like dreaming of or actively pursuing in your future wardrobe? So with that, I'm gonna leave it here. I hope you guys had fun with this. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because yeah, for the moment I am doing YouTube and modeling full-time, and I'm having a ton of fun doing this. I definitely miss being able to create content for you guys, and let me know what else you would like to see about the resale market or anything like that. Be sure to check out this next video that I'll have here on screen, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!